Hello there, my name is Linda, also known as tortagialla around the internet. I love creative journaling and all things stationery, so if that's something you like, then stick around, subscribe, comment, join me in some journaling fun. So today, I actually wanted to share a stationery love episode showcasing these two new leather covers I purchased from Elysian paper. It's a small business based in Greece, owned by a very nice lady named Evangelia, and you can follow her on Instagram. She always updates on the making of her orders and like showcases others who post their journal covers. So you can see all the beautiful covers that she creates and the wide variety as well. So I had been eyeing her beautiful work for a while, and last December she actually had a sale for like the Christmas season, and I just couldn't pass it up. I basically got the cover on my wants list as a Christmas gift to myself, and it was a buy one get one free offer. Like you could pick another cover under €100 to get for free. Amazing deal, right? So that's why I got two. So here I purchased an A5 Areti cover with the added nip closure. And the one I got for free is the Armonia week size cover for my Hobonichi weeks. So both have beautiful, beautiful leather, quality craftsmanship, and it feels really good and smells good. I'm very happy with these covers overall. So let's go through these one by one so I can show them to you with the details and what I think about them after actually using them for a couple of weeks now. In case you want to order leather covers, there are definitely some aspects to consider before ordering. By the way, I made my order in December, and it was like a Christmas sale. So mid December, I ordered, and I actually received them in early February. And it was very fast, like DHL delivery, but obviously took some time to process because she probably had many orders from her sale. And generally, like everything is made to order, so it will take some time after you make your order, depending on her load and like what you're requesting. But the great thing is that they are made to order covers, so that means you can choose your leather cover, even the combination for like the pockets inside, and specify other details depending on your needs. It's really like a special one of a kind type of product, and I really enjoy being a patron of like an independent maker, as well as getting something very personal, and almost like custom. Evangelia is the owner of the shop, and she is very kind and patient to answer like any questions you might have. So I just really like it when you can actually communicate with a real person and interact. So for the covers, right off the bat, I want to note that generally her covers have a lot of breathing room. That is sort of like her style. Although she did recently say that she made new templates for those who want like tighter fits. But again, it's something you would work with her on, giving her the details of exactly what you want, because she does ask, like, what planner or journal are you planning to put in this cover? So she's obviously testing things out and checking everything out. But generally, like, her covers are roomy, very roomy. So this is an A5 Areti cover. So this style comes with this like very cool like plastic opening in the front, and I was just in love with this whole look. I added the nip closure, which is an extra cost. I've basically been drooling over this style of cover for a long time. It just gives me such like cozy into the woods kind of aesthetic vibes. I just love the fact that you can see through the front cover, put in your own decoration and like change it up. I don't know, it just makes me think like botanical field notes kind of thing. And for now, I just have the dried leaf decoration that actually comes in it upon delivery, and I put a postcard behind that was in my order, so you can see like multiple layers. Very simplistic vibe, see through, just leaving it like that for now. Um, and for my cover, I picked the undyed leather, and this plastic window has a pocket on, like the opening is on the inside here, so you can slip in and change your deco as you please. And the back also has a pocket to put like your notebook in, as well as the secretarial type pocket with like the card slit for deco or other kinds of things. I'm just leaving it empty for now. And the cover does come with a pen loop, and I think I did tell her I'm using a TWSBI, so it's quite a big pen loop, leather only, no elastic, but it's big, you know, to fit my fountain pen. I know that people always complain about pen loops not fitting and that kind of thing, so you definitely want to specify or ask, like, if you're using a specific pen, like if it's gonna work. And the back of this cover, again, undyed leather that I picked. It just has the Elysian paper stamp logo here in the corner. And of course, you could have chosen any leather cover. I just went with the undyed because I really like that look. But I have seen it in like, I've seen this particular Areti style in like darker browns, cognac, like green forest, black. Basically, when you go to her website, you can check it out and you can see all the leather options possible and take your pick. So for the closure, normally the Areti just comes with an elastic closure, sort of like Traveler's Notebook style, but you can also specify to not include it, so it's just like a notebook cover. But I actually added the nip closure, and of course that is an extra cost, but I'm just really into this nip closure style right now. It's like so old school cool to me. It makes me think like old world kind of thing. So it has holes in the closure that basically you snap into this metal post. And you can see that even in like the second hole, it is really, really roomy. I could probably punch another hole myself if I wanted this to be even tighter, but I do have my pen in here, so I don't want to like smash it all together. Personally, I like extra room because I really bulk up my journals. This year, I'm using this A5 Midori 1d1p for my memory keeping. And I add in photos, deco, ephemera, drawings of my kids, like all kinds of stuff. So my memory keeping journals always bulk up drastically. So I'm happy about the room, and I knew about that. That's what I wanted. If you check my previous videos, you can see the flip I did of my Hobonichi cousin that I used last year for memory keeping, and it was ginormous. So it wouldn't even fit in here anyways. But for this year, in this case, I'm not forced to do daily pages because the Midori 1d1p has enough for daily pages, but they're undated. So you don't like have to fill it up for every single day, but one event might take up like multiple pages kind of thing. So I think it will be different this year. So I know it's going to bulk up, so I don't know if it'll bulk up so much that it won't even fit in this cover anymore, even with all the extra room. But right now we're like January, February, and it's not bad, so I think it'll work out. So this cover definitely gives you room to grow. And one thing though that I did notice after a couple weeks of use now is that because there's so much room, my Midori inside sort of like shifts or moves around because there's just so much space in this place here where like it slips into the back cover. And I realized part of the reason this happens is because the A5 size notebook is so big, right? And the Midori, like this particular notebook, is so chunky as well. It's so big and chunky. It's obviously more apt to like shift and move around. Whereas I will show you with like my week's cover, which really works the same way and it's just as roomy, but it doesn't shift because obviously the Hobonichi Weeks is just like a thinner, smaller book, less heavy in general, so it probably won't shift. It's not a deal breaker, it's just something that I noticed after use. Sometimes like I'll find myself wanting to adjust the notebook in the cover. So obviously this is really new right now as well, so maybe it'll take some time to like break in as well. When I keep filling up this book and it thickens up and I use the cover for an even longer amount of time, maybe the situation will change. So that's a possibility. Also, I don't know if this Midori plastic cover is sort of like slippery, so maybe that's why it might shift. But yeah, something to note after, like something that I did notice after using it for a couple of weeks. So This is my memory keeping journal for the whole year. This beautiful Areti cover, you can see that it lays flat, it's easy to work in. But one thing, like another thing that you might want to note is that the nip closure obviously has this metal like post on it. So when you open it up, you're going to have this little metal bump touching like your tabletop. So if you're working on your desk, you know, if you're moving like your book around, you could scratch up your desk depending on, what surface you're working on. It doesn't bother the writing experience, like on the left side of the book, at all, because you can see there's so much room. The journal is not on top of the closure, but it's just something to note that it's there. It lies flat like it would lie flat, but of course I added the nip closure, so there's that little metal bump on this side. So again, just something to note. Obviously, if you had like the elastic traveler's notebook type of closure or just no closure at all, you wouldn't have this issue at all. So the craftsmanship of these covers, it's impeccable. You can check like all the stitches, the leather edges, everything is beautiful. It's very well made. And by the way, I didn't specify like an exact thread color that I wanted her to use, but I know that you can. Like some people want contrasting color instead of like similar color, whereas I basically like the default I think is like similar color, so it blends in. But yeah, there are so many combinations, so obviously you can build your own creation. So I'm very happy with my Areti cover and looking forward to bulking it up as the year goes on. And again, I know that technically it's not necessary to have a cover for any notebook or journal. And especially this Midori, it already has like the plasticky kind of cover. So you don't really need a fancy cover. But I do have to say that when you really love your cover, it really does make you want to work in your journal. It makes you want to go to it, like touch it, open it up, play around. So I totally get it, right? Just like all things in your life, we have preferences. We want our home to look a certain way, feel a certain way. We wear certain clothes, colors, all that good stuff. So I love that we can dress up our journals and notebooks as well. So love, love, love this. And as I mentioned before, if you don't like to have like the roomy kind of cover because it is a lot of space, you can see, especially right now in the beginning of the year, like the notebook is not filled in yet. But I'm pretty sure that you can talk to her in terms of like the exact sizing that you want. And I know that people have gone to her for hard to find covers as well. Like when people want a cover for the Midori Hibino, which there isn't really a cover that like exists for it yet because it's like a new product. But she's made covers to fit that. So definitely lots of like customization possible. And I have seen this Areti design in like a very small passport size, like tiny. So, so, so cute. Maybe that's on my list for the future. So, okay, moving on. The second cover I got is the Armonia Weeks design, and I have my Hobonichi Weeks in here. I chose the green forest leather, and it's sort of like olive, and I really like it because it is actually like green olive, as opposed to like the Traveler's Notebook that is like sort of like brown olive, like what they call their olive cover, olive, but to me it's more like brown, which like there's variations depending on which batch you get, but this green forest is really like green, like olive color. She calls it green forest. And I chose the regular elastic for this cover, so it works like a traveler's notebook, but inside there are pockets. And this pocket configuration, you can choose the leather combination. So I chose to have the bottom portion here undyed leather, so it contrasts, and then you have sort of like this cutout here for deco and things like that. And I have some bunch of stuff like stuck in my Hobonichi Weeks here. Can't pass up fortune cookies, like, things that I want to put into this Hobonichi Weeks. So the back cover here has the pocket where you can slip in your notebook, your Hobonichi Weeks. And you can see here, there's a lot of room because I have the regular Hobonichi Weeks, but also with the plastic cover, and it still fits and there's still more breathing room. And as I mentioned with the Areti, maybe because this Weeks in general is a very small size, like it's not very wide, and like almost all of the notebook is like in the pocket, so I don't have this problem with it shifting or moving around at all. Just probably because it's a smaller notebook. Even though there's, as you can see, there's lots of room, like breathing room. It opens flat. It's easy to work in. This Hobonichi Weeks is my Italian language journal. I basically take notes in it and journal on like calendar holidays and events. It's like an ongoing journal, so it's not for a particular year. It's just like collecting lots of things that have to do with learning the Italian language because I do live here in Italy. So I have a lot of stuff stuffed in this journal. But when it's closed, you can see that this is something I noticed. The front part sort of rides, like it doesn't flip over completely, and rides to the left a bit. And I don't know if it's because maybe it's the elastic bump in the middle of the cover, or the fact that I have Hobonichi Weeks like and the plastic cover and everything. But you sort of have to like pull it to the right side and like even it out kind of thing. I don't know. I think that if you put like a really chunky notebook in this, you might need it to be bigger. Obviously, this is the Armonia Weeks, like it's made for a Hobonichi Week. So you would have had to specify to her if you're like using a mega or like something else, and it probably would change the sizing of this. But again, just something to note. And so you can see that this leather is beautiful. I love the color. The stitching is matching like the green forest color. Beautiful leather, really nice to touch, like soft. And of course the leather smell. And over time it will be interesting to see how both of these covers, like how they will change or patina. I'm not sure, am I supposed to like condition them or not? This green forest one is like very Traveler's Notebook vibe to me, and I feel like it's a little dry, so I probably could condition it. It is winter after all, but we will see what happens. I am very happy with my purchases. These are beautiful covers like they're very high quality, very well made, and I love the designs. Obviously she has other designs and like pocket configurations. There's also the sort of Traveler's Notebook type covers with like the pockets on the front as well. So lots to look at. And of course, the amazing thing is to be able to customize, like choose your leathers in combination. And I really love my covers and very much appreciate the service and thoughtfulness of Evangelia and how she asks like, the details of what you want to make sure she's making a cover that you want. So I think you can create like a very personal like combination if you're searching for a leather cover. So I'm a big fan of supporting small businesses and personal businesses where you actually like know the owner or like, can talk to the person. So thank you so much, Elysian Paper, for these beautiful products. I am a happy journaling girl, and I love the fact that the covers make me want to use my journals more as well. So win-win. I hope you enjoyed this sort of show and tell, and I'm sorry I didn't show the actual like unboxing because it did include a bunch of like postcards and stickers and like extra things that she included with the cover, and the covers came in like a little drawstring bag as well. But I couldn't wait when the delivery came, so I like ripped everything open immediately. But generally I think it's actually nice to show things that we have bought after we sort of used it a little bit, so then we can share a little bit more information. So I hope that was helpful, especially if you're in the market for a leather cover, or maybe in the future when you do want to like dress up one of your beloved notebooks. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, Like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want more creative journaling and stationery videos. It really does help me here in the YouTube community. And if you want to support me, I am a designer of digital printables. I am on Ko-fi. It's a community where you can support me with like a one-time tip or sign up as a member to get weekly posts of printable downloads. I post every Friday there basically, and you can check out in the description below if you're interested. I also have a blog at tortagialla.com, and I've been posting free digital downloads there for years and years and years, so you can go check it out to download free digital papers and embellishments and sort of all kinds of journaling things for creative journaling, collage, planner decor, memory keeping. So I really, really appreciate your support. Thank you for watching, and until next time, bye!